everyone, we're here with another Lunch and Learn with Amy Collins, and she's going to teach us how to do macrame. Take it away, Amy.
All right, great. So we're going to make these as either bookmarks or as bracelets. Is anyone interested in making a bracelet, or would you rather make you want to make a bracelet? Okay, great. So for the first one, we'll do you could really do either as a bracelet. So I'll show you how to do that. So the first thing for either bookmark or bracelet is you'll have to pick your colors. So I'll pass these, they all have the same variety. So if you want to pick 3 colors, and I'll start some back here too. We're going to make 2 patterns. This one will come together in about 5 minutes, and the next one, whether you might, depending on how fast you go, you might finish it today or you can take it home. So it'll be pretty easy. I like to measure them. I left my books right here. I like to measure them to be kind of the length of a book I like. Sometimes I match the cover. So you can see here, this is the first one we're gonna do. It's just gonna be a twist. So you do a twist, and then I do knots at the end of the bookmark. But for the bracelet, you could we'll add a button and a loop to make it fit around your wrist. And then the second pattern is gonna use actual macrame knots. Let me see if I can get to the page. So it'll be more like that. So I'll pass them around and show them to everybody. So the first one is twist, and this will be the second one. And that's my mom in the back. If you want to pass your bracelet around for making the second one, you're welcome to. And or you pass it to the lady right here who wanted to see what it looked like.
I think I gave it to you.
Oh, okay, I'll find it. There's this one. So we got the twist, and then this one. And I'll hand you all clipboards in just a moment. And those are the 2 types for finish back there. And this was my mother. She made last night to help me practice.
And I hadn't made it before, so I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, you did a very nice job, that was for me.
So there's a clipboard for everyone. This will come for the second pattern, so we'll just keep that off to the side. And I learned all my macrame online from this website. I learned it maybe 10, 12 years ago, and I've just enjoyed it ever since. It's a good hobby to do while you're listening to an audiobook, watching a TV show. It's just very meditative, and you get something out of it. So there's a clipboard for everyone. And if you don't have a clipboard at home, sometimes I use a binder clip on a textbook or another thick book, or even a piece of cardboard. When I was younger, I learned some simple macrame, and I did it where you put it around your big toe. That's always fun. But here's a few things that I've made over the years. I couldn't find all of them, but there's a few pieces of macrame. So this is one that's from the tutorials, and then a few with the knots. So if you want to just pass those that way, or I'll push them over for you. So the big one, that took so many hours, but it was worth it. And my wrists are only about 5 1/4 inches, so easier to make for smaller wrists. So if you want to pick out a button for your bracelet, these are the colors we have to choose from. Would you like both of yours to be bracelets, or both of them?
I'll do a bookmark. I'll go with the purple.
Okay. The first one we'll do is the bookmark, and the second one is a bracelet. So there's some buttons for you as well. So this, I'm going to show the other one on paracord because you can see it easier. But this one, what I do is, so for the length of a book, for a bookmark, I have like a standard size and then this bigger book. But you can do these at home. And what I usually do is I take the thread and I measure it about like this. Let me see. So you want it to be, take it to the middle and then make sure it's about the length of the book. It doesn't need to be much longer than that. And 3 strands work better than 4 in the smaller paperbacks because they don't like push it open as much. But it's really simple. So it's probably easier to show you this way and walk around. So what you're gonna do is just twist. And just keep twisting. First you want to tie a knot at the top once you get your string. I'll wait till everybody gets there. I just realized I'm going quick.
I think we need scissors.
Oh yeah, scissors. Yeah, I've got a couple pairs. That might help, wouldn't it? So there's some scissors for you, hon. Oh, you brought your books. That's great.
Well, I'll check them out in there.
I should have brought extra scissors. And these may be left-handed, but you can still cut with them most likely on thread. I always have trouble with right-handed scissors.
You're ready. Are you ready for this?
Yes. When everybody gets ready, then I'll get ready for that one. Yes?
Did you say that 3 strands for the twist?
Yes, because the first one I made was with 4 and it just didn't fit as well in a paperback.
Okay.
So it just stuck out a little bit more. But
3 for this book.
for this one, because
Okay.
this is the one my mom made yesterday, and
Okay.
it's with 3 strands. And then the ones I passed around were 4 and it was a little thicker. And do you ladies want to measure it to the length of one of these bolts?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a smaller and there's a bigger. I'm getting ahead of myself because I've never taught this kind of class. I've always really wanted to. I love macrame and I make dream catchers at home. I'm a string person.
And did you say we're tying the knot?
Yeah, just tie a knot at the end and flip it underneath the top of the clipboard. Or just under it so you can see the twist start.
Oh, yes.
Did she get scissors? Do you want a Did you get scissors?
No, I passed them on.
Oh, if you need more, there's.
No, that's good.
Just do it double to the length of the book. Oh, you made yours a little short, hon. So,
It's for a little book.
oh, it is.
No, I'm kidding. I was trying to make her feel better.
Girl. Let's see.
This one's short.
Unless you want it'll end up being about that long.
Oh, it's that,
So
okay.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
what you wanna do, yeah, you can, here, if you've got the length of the book, you just, oh, you're fine, hon.
I don't know, I didn't know if you had it from back from there.
Okay, maybe I'm tangling it. Cause if you make it a little longer, it won't matter, we'll just waste a tiny bit of thread. Usually it's better, you can add thread to these patterns, but it's it's harder to add than it is to take, I'd rather waste an inch or 2. So that'll definitely get longer for you. I'll tie your knot for you. You're welcome. I chose this one first because it'll come together really quick, and then the next one will teach you more of the knots that you use in the ones I passed around.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And when everyone's ready, I'll show you what we're gonna do. Oh, you just keep twisting.
I know, but I dropped it.
Oh, it happens.
I had it. I assume you twist it as tight as you want it.
Yeah, you'll notice it'll start to turn over, and then whenever it gets to that point, I'll show you what to do next.
Do you have a set of scissors? Okay, we'll share those if you put it in.
I'm not being grabby, I just.
Oh, no, I had a set, I turned past that. So, I just wanted to, I think I cut my bookmark too long.
I have no clue. I was judging off here, so we'll both have long.
If you cut it too long, you can always put your knots further, and then when you get home, put them closer for the bookmark to the edges of the book. So it's no big deal if you make it too long.
So we're just braiding this?
Not braiding. I'll show you really quick.
Okay.
So all you're gonna do is just twist. So you just go like that
Oh,
until you get it. You'll notice it'll start to kink at the end, and that's when we do the next step.
okay.
Yeah, yours is getting almost tight enough. Let me see. Mine's not yet, but I'll get there. Okay, so when it gets to this point and it starts going like that,
Oh.
when everyone gets there, let me know. Oh, yours is it? Okay. So what you're gonna do is, so where you want the end to be, which if you think you have too much thread and you wanna put a further knot, so you'd say like, that's what I want the end to be. And then you're gonna fold it over and kind of let go of it. And then straighten it out. If you think it's too loose, you can go back and twist it more. This one decided to form a little knot. Sometimes you gotta be gentle. That's the thing about macrame and even dream catchers is sometimes like they just snap with the dream catchers and you just have to take a deep breath. Or if you're, sewing and then you make a bunch of mistakes. So we're gonna take it, I'll walk around and show you. So
When it's curl up on itself.
like you'll put your finger tight down there and then hold it up and then kind of let it go. And then hopefully yours doesn't knot like this one. I made a lot of these and they didn't knot. So just pull the knots down until it looks about like that. Maybe I'll do it one more time. This star doesn't like me. Okay, so. Okay.
Keep twisting the two together.
Just let go. And then just sort of straighten it out. You have to maybe be a little gentle. Okay. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna tie an end, let me see. Clip this side underneath your clipboard. I'm pulling it the wrong way. I guess you wanna put them close together. You're gonna tie a knot right there. And this is when you could put it around your book and make sure that you put the knots in the right spot if you have your book with you. And then take these together. This one will turn out a little bit longer. And tie right there. Before the first knot you tied, where you're joining them. And there you go. Yeah, I'll help you. Okay, so what you'd want to hold these together right here. Yeah, just do a little overhand knot. Let me see how yours is coming along, ma'am.
So I think I did mine too small, but it tie them off here and then tie those together.
Yeah, just you could tie right there at the very end and then tie those together. And you can take home more string if you want to make another one. What, ma'am? Oh, you don't want any? Well, if you do, there's plenty of string, so I don't mind sharing. If anybody wants to take home more string, then you're welcome to. Let me see how you're doing back there. How's yours coming along? Okay, let me see. So this one's a little loose. It doesn't matter though, but we can see if we make it a little tighter. You were smart to do the very end. Okay, so what I would do.
Clip some of that off.
Oh, we can just undo it. You didn't make it too tight. And if you ever get knots stuck in these, I I like to use like upholstery needles because they're soft, like they don't have a sharp tip. And you can use those to pick out knots or like flop them up if they get too tight. I'm glad I didn't cut my nails yet. So you get it kind of looking like a candy cane. And then and do you like how that looks? Okay. And then you can just tie down there, however long you want the tassel to be at the end. And then tie it up there. We can take it off and tie it on. Before that, it's a little bit short of a bookmark, but you can always cut, you know, make another one if you want to practice. I'm sorry, do you want to tie a knot or do you want me to?
You can.
Okay. I just do a simple overhand knot for these. And then you can cut off. Ow, now. And we can do that one further down if you want.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes I make these really long and use them as cat toys. I used to be silly. I'd wear one around my wrist, and then when I was playing with my cat, I just took my bracelet off and played with them. He loved it. And then what you could do with that is just cut the ends and there you go.
So about half an inch.
Yeah. Just like when I make them for bookmarks, that one's about right, but I measure like however long you want the tassel to be, and then you fold it to the next tassel, we'll fold it back, and that'll be the length, and then I like measure the book and put the knots right at the end. So, you're welcome. How's yours coming along?
I finished the
You did?
twisting.
Okay,
I was
great.
getting starting this one.
Okay, excellent. And we have one of those tools, so when you're ready for it, we'll let this lady use that tool
Alright.
to get her button through. We found it's kind of hard to get the embroidery floss through the button on her own.
What's the tool?
It's just a little needle threader. Cause we were thinking, we thought about getting those dental picks that have the loops in them, but you can't find them anywhere anymore. I figured that everybody could use one.
Did we have two of these things?
No, it came with one.
Oh, okay. We'll have to share.
And so if you want to see the next thing we're doing, it's at the bottom of every pattern on this friendship-bracelets.net. So this is considered a forward knot. I'll show you how to make those, or I'm going to focus on these two. But every knot is technically 2, and it'll on the bracelets I put over here, I'll just grab one of these. Thank you.
This is to get your button on.
Well,
Yeah, we
I'll
can do
have to do something to put a button on.
Yeah, we'll pick some new colors, everybody. But so this is every knot is actually 2 of those. They're either forwards, backwards. The third one is forwards backwards, and then backwards forwards, forwards backwards. It's just that's what they're called, but you'll see it if you ever do a pattern. But that's how they turn out. And we've got your everybody wanted. I guess I should have had you choose embroidery floss all of it at the beginning, but we can pass it back. For the bracelet, you're gonna need you need 2 colors of I did this with paracord to kind of show it, and I'll show you how to do the knots. I'll walk around, but this will be about what it looks like, the one I passed around earlier. So you're gonna need A, B, C, A. So the green I did black, or this was black in mine, because it only shows on the edges, and these are the main colors. So you'd want to get main colors and one for just the sides. So I'll show you all again how that pattern looked. You got your bracelet somewhere. So this is the one that we're about to make. So I did use black on the edges so it's not as noticeable. And you've seen it, you watched me make it. So this is what this turns out. It's just bigger with the paracord. So this is purple green and you barely see the black. And this is the same thing we're gonna make. And there you go. You probably already saw it, but I'll leave it between you two. So if everybody wants to pick 2 for the edges and 2 for the middles, then we'll get started on the next ones.
So
And
we
you
want
can,
4 strands.
yes, 2 of the same color and 2 different. So the 2 that are different will be on the edges, you won't see them as much, and the 2 in the middle, we're gonna do some knots on. So,
But I'm only gonna be using 3 colors.
yeah, 3 total.
2 of one and 1 each of the other.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long do you wanna make it?
Okay, what I usually do is I take this string and I measure like that much and do like an arm length, and that'll be more than enough for this.
Okay.
And if you have extra, then we'll just snip it right off. Do you want to use the same colors?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I thought that looked good.
Great. Yeah, they get tangly sometimes. They have 2 ends with like a yarn ball too.
So I was
And
just gonna say,
yeah.
my knitting all over again.
Oh yeah, sometimes I get frustrated with yarn and I'll just like snap a piece off and I'm like, I'll run into the knot later.
You said arm's length-ish?
Yeah, that should be good. I can make a bookmark or a bracelet for you all that way. And then once you pick your colors, I'll help you get the needle threader through the bookmark. Do you have the needle threader?
I think it's right here.
Okay, you already, I'm
No,
blind. I
just-
blame my glasses, but they're only, what, 4 or 5 years old?
Well, I blame mine too, because they're on the kitchen table.
No, we do it.
Mine's gonna be also.
And you can just measure it as an arm length like that.
So whatever 3 colors you wanna use, it's gonna be 2 strands.
How are you doing?
Running late.
Oh, that's okay. We're starting on the second pattern, but if you want to learn the first, I can do both for you if you want to do it again.
I just.
Cause I was gonna.
You want one? Okay.
That old bracelet thing.
If this goes well, I'm happy to teach it again. So I'll show you what we're going over if you ever want to come back. Let's snag these to show you like. I'm gonna borrow this for you ladies. Thank you. So these are the 2 patterns that I'm teaching today. So this was the first one we did. It only takes like 5 minutes to come together. And this one is a little bit longer to come together, but they're both really simple. And yeah, what I do is I measure them to the length of a book sometimes, and I'll put the knots there. You can also make the bracelets. And I'll give you this little printout if you're interested in learning macrame in the future, if you are. But yeah, these are all the knots for macrame you'll see, and I learned everything online from this website. They have plenty of tutorials, all kinds of bracelets that say if they're easy or hard, and some of them come together really fast, that kind of thing. So you're welcome to take that with you.
I'm gonna put the button on first.
There's a couple of samples of what I've made from the website over the years.
2 are the same and 1 different.
Do you want to show her how you threaded it, Mom?
Yeah, well, and she had me do the button, she said do it like that. I made one last night where I had the thing coming out of the top. So if you push that all the way through, there.
Those are so handy.
I can't believe they're not making floss threaders anymore.
Well, we went to 3 different stores looking for it.
Yeah, they're hard to find.
That's awful.
Yeah, I don't know.
That, like that.
Yeah, and then the next one,
You have two of the same color.
You want it to
One,
go,
then one
yeah,
color.
you got it.
You need a total of 4 strings.
So I want
Then
the
two
colors
of
to be
them.
purple and.
Okay, I don't know which way it goes, but here.
What you'll do is you'll just end up like tying a knot and like keeping however long the tassel will be, and then we'll separate out the strings where they're supposed to go. So
4 strands, two of the same, two are different.
So I guess if those are my main colors.
I don't know. Maybe one more.
I should have pre-cut throughout, but I wanted you all to pick colors you liked. Embroidery floss has really gone over the years. In my early 20s, I swear it was like 10 or 15 cents a skein. But nowadays, if you go to certain stores, and if it's a color changing or anything, it could be like $2.50 a skein. So it's crazy. So that's why I like the pads. Because I didn't realize that one time I went to like Joann's in Knoxville and I had like 6 skeins, and the guy told me it was $30, and I was like, oh no, I'll take these 2. It's like, how can that many little strings be that much? But that's how it goes. I think at Walmart they're typically like 50-ish cents a skein.
Maybe I didn't do this right.
Oh, let me look on. Let me see what you're doing. Okay, so we'll want to get the rest of those. Oh no, you're doing it right. It's just being picky. We can.
I was afraid I'd break your thing.
Oh, it's okay. Once it's through, we can just grab the string once I get a little. Let's see.
Yeah, she said.
Like I said, I'm glad I didn't cut my nails. I almost did last night.
Okay, I can do it.
Okay. And then once you get that through, here, let's tie a knot here first so it doesn't
Okay.
get loose on you. Otherwise, it might be a little harder to tie a knot.
I'll hold it.
Okay. I just gotta get a little more string out of it. Oh, that's why.
I'll be careful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Those things are so finicky.
I missed something, we're still on the, we just.
Does it
finished
matter which way our
our
strings go?
four strand.
We have to lay it down in a certain way or? No.
It'll just, what I do is I separate them out once you get the knot.
Okay, so we just tie everything in a knot, and that's the button. What's the button?
Do you want a bracelet or are you doing a bookmark? Okay, then you don't need a button.
So I don't need that, alright, and just tie a knot?
Yeah, just tie it on the top. In another class, I could teach y'all tassels. There's a coordinate tassels, so. You could always pull it off and try another knot if it's being too
I
finicky.
got it.
Oh, you did great. Maybe my hands are,
No,
I don't know, less,
it got to a point that it came real easy.
great. Right, and then you just want to clip a little bit below the knot.
Below the knot.
So usually in those macrame patterns I passed around, it's you're not doing it over 2 strands. You're usually just doing it over 1. So this one's a little bit different. You're doing it over 2. So I'll show you what that means whenever it's ready. And I cut these entirely too long. Are you ready? Or do you? Okay, great. So just clip it. How long? Where's your knot? So I'd say clip it on top of. You can clip it. Oh, tie one more knot if you don't mind. Right underneath it. Or it might not matter. It might help to tie one more knot to keep it.
On this side, you mean?
Just to keep the button in the same spot. No, you don't. I can't believe that. You got it on better than I did. If you want to help it get to the middle, you're figuring it out. One thing I do sometimes is I take like a needle through it and then do the knot so it pulls it to the other end. But that's perfect.
And then clip it with the button.
Yeah, you can clip it on top of the button, however it holds. It's okay if you leave it tangled. I have a whole box of tangly thread. It's my frustration thread. Alright, when everybody's ready to begin, just let me know.
How do you want them?
Oh yeah, so put the two colors that are the same on the edges and work the two that are different into the middle. And what we're gonna do is the forwards, backwards knot on every one of them. So I'll show you how to do that, but what's gonna be is it's gonna be this knot where it goes forwards and backwards. And we're gonna trap 2 of the strings instead of 1, but I'll show you what that means in a minute. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like, but that's on paracord, so it's just easier to see. So I should have like something to clip it on to make this easier. But so we're on the orange one now. So I'll show you. So a forward knot is like you take it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a 4, like that. So like a 4 for forward, and then you're gonna pull this through. Sometimes it looks different than when I'm doing it now. I usually do it with my thumb, or you can just do it like that. So forward is the 4 over both these strings, and then the thing about macrame that you'll learn over time is once you know the knots, it's a lot about tension. So like sometimes I used to make them really scrunchy and some people make them looser, and over time you learn the tension. But on forward and then backward is a backwards 4 behind it again, and then you pull it through. If I can. It's different to do it upside down. Okay, that was different to do it upside down. Let me see. So that was forward. Backward is, I think it's still on top, but it's the backwards 4 instead of a forwards 4. And see, that comes out like that, and then you just pull it tight. And so it's gonna show that green on the side and the bright colors in the middle. So everybody sees, I'll repeat it this way. So you've got this black's next. So you're making that kind of forward. Wait. Forward like that. So you make, this looks so awkward. Let me make sure I get it right. So you got both of them, keep it like that, where the colors are like that. And then you will turn it over where the black comes on top, and then you wrap the black underneath them in the 4 and pull it forward. Next time I'll cut these way shorter. So that's the forward, and then the backwards knot goes behind it first, and then through it. And puts it back in the middle. So you just keep doing that back and forth the whole way.
So the forward one is above it. Is that?
Yeah, I'll show you. Let me walk around and show you. So if you look at this knot, it might be easier. It looks a little more confusing until you're used to it, but it's gonna be forward, like so. Forwards is this one. It's the very last knot. So forward, backward. So you've got, let me do it again. It's easier for me to look at this way. Upside down was kind of confusing. So I'll walk around and show you all. And then come back to see. Okay, so we've got the orange one's going next. So hold these together, and you're gonna do over, make a 4, and then pull it through. And see, that puts it on that side. But all of these macrame knots for these bracelets are 2 knots, every one of them. So then you're gonna do a backwards 4, still over it. That was what I was doing wrong, upside down. And then pull it back. So it's like doubles on the side, and it's got that line in the middle.
So you've got, what are your 2 strands?
Wait, I've got the greens on the outside, so A, B, C, A is kind of the way it's going. So the 2 on the edges are the same, the 2 in the middle are different. I can show you this way on the other side of the table if that help.
So I wanna take,
Okay, so grab the purple or the yellow, whatever you want to do first. And then hold these 2 together. And you're gonna do a 4.
and pull it under.
Yes. And then hold those taut. Yes, so that, see, that's, you didn't get the, wait, no. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is the other one. Okay, I was getting confused. And then you're gonna take it and do,
Backwards.
yes, but you go on top and then underneath that way. So it's like a backwards, it's a forwards 4 and a backwards 4. It's just hard to show upside down. Let me show you ladies as well. So the first thing you're gonna do is pick what color you want to start with. It doesn't really matter, let's do the first knot. Okay, so you hold these strings taut, and then you'll do 4, like a 4 like that. And
Oh,
pull the
that's what
purple
you're saying. I
through.
thought you were saying 4 fingers. I was like.
Oh, sorry, like the number 4.
That's not what I said, sorry. Okay.
Oh, you're
so
good.
that, and then what?
Take this string and pull it underneath and through there.
Through here?
Yes, through the hole. When I used to do rock climbing, to connect it to the thing, they said make an alien, choke him and poke him through the eye to do the figure 8. That's how I remember it.
Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. And just pull it to the top. And if you want to, do it right underneath your knot so that it's up into the top.
So that's the first part, right?
Yeah, and then that was, and then it's right here. And then you want to do a backwards 4, still on top of it, and pull it through, and that'll put it back over here.
That's 4, so that's that. This is going through there, right?
Yes. And you see how it puts this back in the middle. So the next thing you're gonna do is the same exact knots with the green over those strands. So the 4 this way, and then the backwards 4. Always going on top and then going underneath.
This way,
Mhm.
4.
And then you hold these together.
Okay, that's part I'm missing. One of those, then I go through here with this.
No, not with that one, ma'am.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. That was wait a second. That's your strand right here.
Mhm.
So that was, you wanna use this one and do the 4 and then the backwards over these ones. You keep switching off which side you do it on.
I gotcha. Alright, so you're gonna, 4, and you're going through everything.
Not this last one.
Okay, I'm missing something.
Just ignore,
So you're trying to rope in the 2 that are together, but.
yeah,
Okay.
you do the outside ones every time, but you switch off what you do for your main colors.
Sure. So did I get that one or not? No, I don't think I did.
Not yet.
How do you keep track of which, are you always going second from the edge or? that's
Well,
what
you'll
this-
always like after the first one you use, you'll always switch to the other color. So it'll be like this, where it's
I
purple,
see.
black,
Green,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, orange, black. I can't pick my colors today.
Alright, and then
Yeah, the 4 over these ones.
over everything.
Yeah, just ignore the screen one.
Okay, that's what I'm getting mixed up on, I think. So it's, okay, I think I'm getting you. Takes me a while.
Oh, it's fine. Don't be sorry at all.
So you're ignoring green.
And then do
Go
the
back.
backwards 4 over
Same
these.
loop thing.
Yeah, always on top and then loop underneath.
And then underneath. Okay.
And we may not finish these in this class, but you can end it at the length of the book just like you did before. And then put that back in the middle, and then it's the purple again.
Alright, so you just, okay. I might actually understand that.
Yeah.
Purple.
It's the harder knot to learn on because the first 2 just you do the same thing twice, but this one's it's the opposite.
So you ignore that one, correct?
Yes, cause you're doing purple next.
Yeah.
You just use the green, so you would do these 2. You always alternate colors.
Go over the top, the 4.
And just like hold the hole.
Wait, you haven't been doing it over too.
Oh, did you not? We can fix yours, man.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Or
Are you coming along, or do you want me to show you?
No, I'm confused.
Yeah, let me help you.
I think I did.
And ma'am, were you wanting to do this on? Are you sure? Okay. We can get you more
I
throughout.
realized when I was a kid I sucked at this and it hasn't changed.
Oh, well, I mean, I understand, but
I was trying not to get to that same spot.
Well, it aggravates me. I
Let me
thought,
show you
well, maybe
mine.
enough time's gone by.
you did your first knot right. So then the next knot, you would take this, and you
That's
do
why I
a
was out
4
driving
over,
truck and climbing barns.
and then under those threads, like you pull these, and then pull that through. And then pull this purple one out tight while you hold this taut. And then you'll take it this way and put it back through. And it'll put back in the middle.
I got out my sewing machine this week and I wanted to throw it out the window several times.
And then you just do the opposite with the yellow.
So I'm going over these 2 now.
Yes, and if this helps you look at, I can leave it right here. It's-
I have it when you're explaining it.
Yeah.
And when I try to do it on my own, I'm missing what I'm.
Well, you can
doing.
see, it's harder to look at.
Yeah.
But if you look at this one, it goes over, then under, then under, then over like that. So. Well, do you want more string to make the twist one again, or anything like that?
Well, I mean, it's not you. I had an issue that burnt side.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
And it's hard for me to,
Yeah.
I just try to listen a lot.
cause I'll walk steps sometimes and my brain will have to tell myself, move your feet.
I'm so sorry.
Sometimes it helps. And I thought maybe I could tell you no.
That's okay. I'm happy you came.
No, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So I get aggravated with myself.
You shouldn't. It's, life throws stuff at you.
I was just looking for Robin.
I'm so
It just
sorry.
takes repetition over and over and over again.
Yeah. If you can't tell, this macrame is getting a little harder for me too. So yeah.
I don't let it stop me. I thought, well, if you try.
Yeah. Well, I hope it gets better for you. I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's been hard to bounce back from.
Definitely.
I don't know. Sure.
Medication. And stress. It's okay, that's life.
You guys have a bunch of kids or something.
No kids, I got a cat. He's my child. Exactly. They're family.
Well, you miss them just as much.
Exactly.
I had some family members, you just want to give them a good spanking. It's, by the time I had one little,
Yeah.
but like, it's not you, it's him. And it's just,
Like a breakup line. I'm kidding. I've heard that as a breakup line.
We're trying to figure this out, but
Well, I hope you enjoyed it anyways. And
I enjoy learning. I hope the day I leave this planet, I'm learning something.
exactly. Learning's a good part of staying alive. Like, I think that's one of the main reasons we live is keep learning.
Yeah, I had to pick my camera back up and you know, be able to think backwards again because when they messed up, I couldn't walk.
So I was thinking of forms out of it.
Well, you're welcome now. That's good.
I'm happy to be here.
Well,
That's
great.
my old life. Happy to be here.
Awesome. I'm happy you're
That's
here.
better themselves, not you.
Great. How are yours coming along, ladies?
Thinking I need a little more help again, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's just, over time when you do macrame, it'll get a little tighter if you get used to it. Like, if I brought some of my first ones, you would have seen, but like this one, it flipped a little bit, so you flip it back. Cause sometimes the underneath one wants to come out on top, but like, you flip it back and it, and you can get it a little pushed down more than that. But as long as you use the same tension, but you did that right.
Oh,
It's just, I think you did. Yeah, you got the
try
trouble.
not to let these twist so you can see it.
Yeah, you did that right. It's just this got a little picky, but yeah, you can keep going with it.
Let me see if I don't think I did.
Yeah, let me see,
I'm
hun.
sorry, I'm missing like which ones you're holding on to and which ones.
Let's see. So you did the first knot on the purple, but now you need to do the,
60s and 70s.
did you do the 4/4?
I thought I did. I thought I was on the back.
I came along about the end of
Yeah, you
that.
did the forward,
Okay.
and now you're on the
And
backwards.
I saw where you
Start
started
over
back
here,
and then I saw this.
and
I was
just
like,
do the backward 4
come out.
on top and then go underneath.
My
And that'll get you ready to do the glue again.
aunts used to do this. And I'm like,
What about you,
I
ma'am?
always
I
thought
make
it
it
was
up my own
pretty
pattern.
They're working.
Oh, that works! As long as you like the look of it.
It's not
Now
bad.
listen, this is
Yeah,
how I started,
And just sitting there.
okay,
I
and I did
always thought it's
yellow
neat watching it come
over the
together.
red, forward and backwards.
The reds are usually on the outside, but if you like it this way,
I don't care.
yeah, you're learning the knots.
See how mine is,
Okay,
I'm pretty pleased with how that.
okay,
Looks good.
It'll work the same way, it'll just look different.
okay,
But
So
I've
you
had
do
such
the
issues
red
with
over,
Yeah, the way I was doing it was like you treat these like the outside, and you keep going over the outside. But if you want red over both of them,
That one came
you
out.
could do that either way.
now tell me that, okay,
I think my threads are twisted.
Okay, so what I was doing is you hold these strands that way, and then you're gonna do over like a 4 and under like that.
okay, do that, let's go with that.
Right.
I use my thumb to hold there sometimes.
You know, I can learn more from watching than I can from reading.
And then hold these 2 taut,
But if I watch somebody do it.
and then you're gonna do a backwards 4 underneath and pull through. And see, puts it right back there. And then you do the same with the yellow.
How do you know which one to use?
Because you just alternate, you just did purple, so now you'll do yellow.
Okay,
That's the only difference. And you just always do the reds as the outside.
so they should be on the outside. So this yellow will go.
Try and keep your green on the outside.
Yeah, that'll be the next one. You just do the forwards 4, like looks like a regular 4. So like that, if you draw your 4s like that, and then
That's
do
not the
the,
regular, that's backwards.
oh, I'm upside down.
Okay,
So yeah, forwards 4 and then backwards 4.
Love doing it after that, to read it, and I love to read.
And yours is coming along greatly.
No.
I love it. I like the color choices. Thank you.
See, I made it match the button.
Ooh. Nice.
My luck, I was, like this, I think I started pulling on that and it's back out. Ruin the thread, so.
That's what I made last night. And she was saying that, you know, the tension is not the same all through it.
This one, I think I'm doing better with attention, this isn't as tight.
Well, it may be that tactile
so,
feel
yeah.
of,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, see, now
It takes some time to get used to that.
You get better over time, probably.
Definitely. And faster.
my best friend told me, she was, Kay, you're a perfectionist. I said, no, I'm not. She goes, you cannot stand for something to defeat you. You wanna have it start your way the first time you do it. And I had to look at her like, you are right. And I never thought of it, but she goes, everything in life is happening. The fact that you're even willing to do something is, but nobody gets it the first time.
Exactly.
So,
And I feel like I learn more from failures than been doing stuff right sometimes. It sticks more.
I wanted to throw that camera of mine in the trash can or on the sewing machine, because I'm like, I'll look at somebody's work and sometimes it's good to learn from somebody's work, but when you think, oh my God, I'm not as good as that, but you know how
Hey,
long
take it a
that
break
took
and
my
then-
husband, they
I'm on yellow?
to
I asked you that, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, you did 2 knots, so now you're on yellow. I'm doing this way.
I mean, I think I started to do blue, but not mine.
Yeah, you did double. And if you want it to look a little tighter, you can just
I mean, mine I consider.
hold these two,
But
and you can
if I could get this on.
pull that just a little bit more.
But if somebody.
So then when I'm going on the left
Read
side,
it and decide if I'm
do
doing
it
it
good,
you know.
forward, forward.
Yeah, you do the same on every one.
For.
And then
learn
back.
about photography. Some people look at it and go, that's great, and I'm like, I could have done this over here, I could have changed my.
How are you liking yours, ma'am?
Or something like that.
I don't think I
It takes.
comprehended.
Oh, you're
the-
doing great. I can see your knots are right. It's just right here you did your own pattern. But that's okay. It's your
You go over,
a regular 4 and then the backwards.
okay, and then after you do that,
But you don't want to use the red. You want to use your 2 different colors. So you just did purple, and then you want to do yellow or yellow going this way. So you do the 4 that way, and then pull it through, and then you're gonna do the backwards 4 next, and then pull it through, and it'll put it back in the middle, and then you'll alternate to purple.
so I don't ever do 4s with the reds.
Yeah, you just always just go over them, but they stay on the sides.
You can.
And if you look at like what I was saying earlier, like these patterns,
You can draw
it's
lines
always,
out and follow
it's
that
just
line.
on one strand every time, so it's not as confusing. So these are easier to comprehend for me. This one actually had to be like, oh, we practiced it yesterday.
Some people can
And if you get into this in the future, they get
But this
easier.
is gonna be the back, go backwards if I do it this
Push it the
way.
same amount.
Yeah, well, you'll just do the forwards 4 and then the backwards 4.
But it doesn't matter, and you know, I don't compete too much.
I really like the colors you chose.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'll say picture of knitting, picture back up after 40 years, I'll never pick it back up.
Oh, wow.
Crocheting, I can't because I
First time I sit down,
Going back.
because I've got knitting
I'm
on
gonna pick it right back up.
a couple of
Yeah, it becomes muscle memory after a while. I've never been good at knitting, but I've always wanted to learn how to crochet. There's so many pretty crochet things. You're on the blue now.
But I'm like, I can hear it and just pick something up and not just sit there and play it like I'm on the stage playing with the knife.
Oh, yeah.
You go over, cause that's a forward.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm seeing it upside down.
For a lot of years. And, you know, it's like you practice the same piece over and over and you know, it's not like you learn it, okay, now go to the next. It's like,
You got this.
Hot cross buns, I have to put that something anymore. I'm sure my mom and daddy got tired of hearing it. I'm like, give me something on the radio.
And like I said earlier, if any of you wanna take home some string or a skein, you're welcome to. I have hundreds of skeins of thread at home. So I'm happy to share. turn out nicely too.
Yeah, I think they really try it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do when I get done. You live in town?
That's what I was
No,
gonna
I
say.
actually
Always
always
do
have
the
garbage.
garbage.
It's with Kim.
I was thinking.
I live in Marion County, close to Chattanooga.
Are you done visiting or
That's
come down, check her out, make sure she's,
Oh, well, I didn't know how to do this.
well, you're doing good.
Well, that's cause I did one last night. I had to. But,
One thing that you could do too that I didn't think about, it might be harder, but you might be able to try it. Can I see yours for a minute? We'll see if this helps, cause you could do this at home if you wanna do this. Is say you clipped the ones that never make them a little loose.
well, it was very nice talking to you.
You might need them looser. But if you clip those a little loosely, then it might be easier to never have to grab them. So you can try that, see how it goes. That just occurred to me, or I would have given everybody binder clips.
Y'all have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Yeah, I might have had you cut the threads too long.
I'd rather have them too long than too short.
Yeah, I'll show you one bracelet. I brought a few unfinished ones. I have this thing I do at home where sometimes I like change my mind on colors. But this one thing if you do macrame is like it'll show all these knots in a pattern, and you want to pay attention to how many of the same strand are always on top, because this pattern I'll show it to you. So I kept running out of black. Like this kept running out, and there's ways to add it, but it was so frustrating, so I just like put it down and never came back to it. But I made this years ago. Thank you. It won't fit my wrist. But yeah, that's one that I made. And that's a hitch knot over and over again. It's super easy to make. I could teach you in different class, and I make bookmarks, tassels that go off of it. So there's a lot you can do with knots. Are those binder clips helping me?
Now I don't know which side I'm on, cause
Okay. Worth a shot.
anything that'll help.
What I do too, if I make bracelets at home and then you're kind of done taking a break, is I'll like binder clip them on the edge of something so they don't just turn into a tingly mess. And I'm welcome for this to go as long as you ladies want, but it is one, so I know it's 12 to 1, and you're welcome to take them home and keep working on them, but I'm happy to stay.